Great day, everybody. This is my continuation of my countdown to 53 as I'm giving tips, day in and day out, counting down to my 53rd birthday. Self-love is what it's all about. And so today, I want to say to each and every one of you, become personally powerful by doing the things that you fear. You see, one of the things that I had to learn that was holding me back and keeping me in the same position in life was fear. And once I began to realize that the only way for me to get to the next level in life was to do the very things that I feared, that's when my life began to shift, and that is when my life began to change. And so one of the things that I just want to say when it comes time to fear is that, number one, you have to accept the fact that you're afraid. You see, I wanted to win in an industry in which it involved people, in an industry in which I had to build relationships. I had to be able to speak on the stage. I had to be able to shoot a video like this, right? Maybe even do a live. And these were all the things that I couldn't do. Well, I allowed myself to feel like I couldn't do because it was fear. So once I first and foremost realized these things, right, and I accepted the fact that I, was afraid, that's when I was able to begin to bring about the change. So I had to identify the things, like I just talked about, that I feared. What are the things that are keeping me in the same position? What are the things that I need to change? So I identified that thing, which helped me to realize that the only reason why I'm in the same position, the only reason why I'm not growing, the only reason why I'm not elevating to the next level is because of the fact that this fear is keeping me in the same position. So I had to realize that I am not going to move. I am not going to be able to get to the next level unless I cut off this fear and overcome it, right? And then once I realized it, I simply had to face it. So how are you going to face the fear? I say all the time that, I simply punched fear in the face, right? You got to punch it, right? Get in the boxing ring with that thing. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, right? It means that you got to fight to be able to overcome it. So how are you going to fight to be able to overcome it? It means that the very thing that you fear is the very thing that you must do. You see, I had difficulty walking up to people and starting a conversation. So I just started to do it. I felt crazy at first, right? I had difficulty standing in front of a room. I used to shake like a leaf. But guess what? I started to stand in a room and put myself in a position to where I could stand in a room more in order to overcome that fear. So I started to look in the mirror, talk to myself, started to do things like this, right? And so these are the things that helped me to punch through the fears that were keeping me in the same position. So on today, I want to say self-love tip. Become personally powerful by doing the things that you fear in life, because it is time to overcome them. And the only way to overcome them is to absolutely do them. And remember, God is not giving us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So therefore, punch that thing in the face, become personally powerful, and let's take this thing to the next level. Be blessed, y'all.